Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Proksu channel. Hey folks, I sell a lot of Loar archtop guitars because I'm one of the only dealers that buys them up front and plays them and gets to know them and makes sure I'm excited about them. I've been with the music link that makes the Loar archtops longer than anybody. I was with these guys 12 years ago because I could see the potential. So I mean, that's why I sell so many of them. I can barely keep them here because people, the word's kind of gotten around that I'm the guy to get them from because I know the good ones and the great ones from the average ones. This is a 350, probably one of the nicest ones I've ever had, and I'm not just saying that because it sounds good. Now, what I suggest my customers to do on these is to go ahead and put acoustic strings on it. I like 11s personally. It make it a little bit easier to play, and it still sounds great. This is probably a little dusty. This is a brand new 350. They list for around $1,000. I sell them for $749, which is what any trustworthy dealer sells them for. That does not come with the case. I did another video where I had this one plugged in, and this one sounds unbelievable plugged in. It has, because the pickup is a little closer to the strings, makes a big difference on this one. It's got a really high-end sound plugged in. I have another video. If you need to see it, I can send you the link to it. Just send me an email. It's not really easy to communicate through Messenger on YouTube. Just send me an email to stevezook7@yahoo.com. So STEVEZOOK, the number 7, not spelled out. Steve Zook, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. But I've got several people interested in this. This is probably one of the best 350s. I always know a great Loar because I start fantasizing about keeping it. But I own a lot of guitars, and it makes me happy to get them to good homes. But now this one has the. So you can hear that ring, and this is all unplugged, by the way. But this got half and halves on it right now, and flat wounds are pretty dead sounding, so it still has this much ring. So you put some acoustic strings on this guitar. I would suggest a set of 11s like Diodario, Phosphorus, Bronze. It's really going to sound sweet. But when I say a guitar is special, I'm not just saying that. And the neat thing is, too, the carvers and violin voicers just keep getting better and better and better. So to my ear, which is highly trained with Loar archtops, I've been selling them for 12 years, the newer ones are much better than the older ones. So it really has a sound. It sounds like maybe this bridge can come up a little bit on the high E. That's no big deal. The action's really low on this one. But anyway, I just wanted you guys to hear this. I've got several people interested in a great 350 right now. Case is going to be extra on it. But like I said, if you want to hear the video of me playing this plugged, just send me an email to stevezook7@yahoo.com. STEVEZOOK, the number 7, not spelled out, yahoo.com. This thing sounds amazing plugged in. It sounds like a high-end Gibson Johnny Smith that you could pay thousands for. But it sounds really nice unplugged too. It's got a really nice ring to it. I know neck is always an issue with people. This neck is really not a baseball bat, and it's not. To me, it feels like thinner, like more like medium or medium thin. I don't know. I know players are always concerned with necks, but the value is so off the chart with these Loars, and with the action decent. I don't know. I don't think you should worry too much about the neck. But this neck is not a baseball bat. It's not. I would call it like medium, and then a little less than medium. It really feels pretty damn good. But yeah, these are really great. But like I said, this is me playing it unplugged with half and half. So if you put on some acoustic strings, this thing's really going to ring out. And then of course it needs to open up. So as you play a guitar like this, a solid carved top, violin voice top is going to open up, and they really have a sound. Of course, they don't sound as big as like this 650, which is twice the money. Well, not quite twice the money. I've got one for $12.99 right now. I love the sound of the 650s as well, but I love the 350s. I own a 350. I own many Loar archtops. I have a studio in Ventura, and I oftentimes keep them there for clients to use, and people just love to use them on recordings and things. And I've had people actually play the 350 unplugged and prefer it over some of the other ones, just because it's really hard to describe tone. Every guitar has a unique focus and a unique magic, and it's very difficult to explain it sometimes. But the 350s are just incredible off the chart value. And again, this is unplugged. You can hear that reverb. I can hear it right there. And that's with half and half strings. These are really great guitars. So when I say guitar special, I'm not just kidding. This one really, really has a tone. And so I don't know what else to say about it, except for it sounds amazing. And you know, I think people really appreciate the fact that I have these guitars. I play them, I get to know them. Like I said, that high E string, I probably need to raise this up a little bit. I do some minor adjustments on guitars. By the way, if you're in Canada, I got a special situation for you. If you're in Canada and you want to buy a Loar archtop from me, I've got a special situation to save you money, so just get in touch. Yeah, see, I just raised it just slightly on the bridge for the E string. It's already playing better. I do very minor adjustments, but these come set up from the factory, but sometimes in shipping, just minor things can shift. Hear that reverb? That's diminished, by the way. This is really an outstanding 350. Somebody's going to be really stoked. Plus you play this guitar like I just said. I can hear a Loar archtop kind of opening up in about 3 or 4 hours. Some people say they hear it more in about 10. I can hear it in 3-4 hours. But you know, this guitar would be a whole nother guitar in like say 20 hours, and it takes another serious bump at about 40. But you know, the solid carved top violin voice top opens up. But this, I can hear a lot of ring and resonance in this one. And again, this is with half flats, half round wound. So you put some acoustic strings on here, this thing will just sing. This is really a nice one. It's not bullshit. You can hear that tone. So if you want to hear the other video where I'm playing this exact same guitar plugged in, just email me stevezook7@yahoo.com or email me at pokesu@gmail.com. But yeah, this is really, really, I mean, to me the action's almost a little too low on this one. Well, I mean, it's really comfortable, and if you have a light touch, it might be perfect for you, but you raise it up a little bit if you want to. But yeah, you know, down the road, people are going to wish they would have bought a Loar, because it's a real deal. It's real value. People always ask me what I think of the Eastman guitars. I think they're way overpriced. I think that they sound kind of dead unplugged. They sound pretty good plugged, but they just don't have the same acoustic ring and the same voice and the same resonance as the Loar archtops. They're pretty. They have really good marketing. They spend a lot of money on marketing, which you pay for, by the way. But they just don't sound that great unplugged. They just don't have the... there's a difference between a little bit of volume and real tone, with woody overtones and the overtone series and whatnot. And I've had a few, well, more than a few Eastmans kind of come through my hands, but I don't chase them because I don't really like them that much. You know, I'm a big believer in the value that you get from the Loar, and I love their branding statement: old world value at a working man's price. It's really true. Now, I'm purposely playing these licks kind of mechanical because I'm just trying to let you hear the guitar. Plus, I'm not warmed up, you know what I mean? So, but I'm mostly doing diminished here. Anyway, I'm making this a short demo. Like I said, Yeah, the action's really, really low on this one. Somebody might want to raise it up, but if you have a light touch, you might love it. But yeah, the 350s are nice, and the 350s just keep getting better and better, like all the Loar arch tops. This one is really sweet. Like I said, plugged in. This one sounds like a high-end arch top. But yeah, it's whoops, whoa, good save, Steve. Thank you. Plugged in, my foot hit the cable. Plugged in, it just sounds amazing. Unplugged, it sounds amazing. It's got a really nice resonance. But again, that's with this guitar has. It has half and half, so flat rounds are kind of dead and round wounds, you know. This is basically an acoustic guitar with a floating pickup, so that some people have asked me, well, why do you put on acoustic strings? It's basically an acoustic instrument. It's got a floating pickup, you know, so it sounds really, really nice with acoustic strings. So I've got some interest in this one. Like I said, my Loar, I have no trouble selling my Loar guitars. People love the fact that I play them and get to know them. But anyway, yeah, this one's available. Case would be a little extra. I may have one in stock. I may have to order. Or I may have a gig bag. I don't know. But yeah, this is really a lot of value. I tell people, buy the Loar arch tops while you can. You know, you never know. They're in a crazy world, a relationship with China and everything. But keep in mind that the Music Link is a vertically integrated company, meaning that they actually set up their own factory. They buy their own wood. They hire their own violin carvers and voicers. It's not like some of these companies that just subcontract out their work to somebody else and then put their brand name on it, you know what I mean? And that's huge because the Music Link controls and manages all the components of making these. And, you know, they really, really do a really, really great job on these. I mean, sure, in the past they might have had a few, you know, minor cosmetic issues. Any company can have that. But you got to understand the value is so huge on these. I mean, so what? You know, people. I think a lot of the complaints are kind of competitor driven as well. Other companies don't like the fact that you can buy a solid hand carved arch top, you know, for the kind of money that the Loar sells them for. Even like with this, with the hand carved, you know, violin voice top. You know, if this was a Gibson, it'd be thousands and thousands of dollars. So, trust me, I am an expert at arch tops. I really know what I'm doing here. I've sold millions of dollars of arch tops. I really know them well. I've been brought in on consulting for arch tops, appraising for arch tops. I really know what I'm doing. I can even spot a fake. I've picked up old Gibson L7s and said, no, this is not a real Gibson. I know what I'm doing, folks. Anywho, I have several people interested in this, so I prefer if you email me at stevezook7@yahoo.com, STEVEZOOK, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. You can still hit me up at pokezoo@gmail.com, but you know, if you want to communicate with me, I'd rather you do it through the stevezook7. Messenger does not work very good on YouTube, so I prefer you hit me up through my email or text me or whatever. My phone number is 714-548-0385. 714-548-0385. I'd love to hear this guitar with acoustic strings on it, but if I were to put a new set of acoustic strings on every guitar I get in, you know, it would be difficult because there's not a huge profit margin. Again, this has got half flat wounds, half round, so you put some acoustic strings on here, this thing will really, really sing. This is a great guitar. I'm going to miss this one. Like I said, I'd love just to put some acoustic strings on it, just to hear it before I sell it. But if you end up buying it from me, put some acoustic strings on it, make sure and leave the tension on the other strings, change one string at a time so the bridge doesn't move. Send me a video, I'd love to hear it. This is really a nice guitar. Yeah, it's probably a little dusty right now. Anyway, okay folks, and if you need to hear the other video of me playing this plugged, just send me an email to stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's STEVEZOOK7, not spelled out 7@yahoo.com. All right, folks, take care. Let's all stay positive. The world's a little crazy right now, but I don't really buy it. I think they're trying to make everybody get kind of confused or depressed. Things seem way over the top. But let's focus on perfection, focus on being positive, because the universe is perfect by design. Take care.